In Conyers, Pennsylvania, Keller is out hunting in the woods with his son Ralph, where they hunt a deer. On the way home, Keller tells his son to always be prepared, because he believes that trouble can happen at any time. After this, Keller goes to his neighbor Franklin's house for dinner with his 2 children and his wife. Here Franklin's daughter Joy welcomes them all. Joy and Keller's daughter Anna both go outside to play together. They both were playing near an RV parked outside the house, but Ralph comes here and both of them takes away from here. After dinner, Joy asks her father out, so she can find Anna's lost whistle. Franklin gives them permission, after which the 2 go out. After some time, Keller asks Ralph where Anna and Joy are, but he doesn't know. Keller looks for them all over the house, but he can't find them anywhere. Ralph remembers that Anna and Joy were playing near an RV parked outside the house, so he quickly brings his father there, but the RV was gone. Now Keller is worried about his daughter, so he files a missing person report with the police, and also complains about the RV that was parked outside his house. Now the police start searching for the 2 girls, and after a few hours, they find the RV that was parked outside Keller's house. When the officers approach the RV, the driver starts running away, but the driver is unable to control the RV, and an accident occurs. Officers catch the driver, whose name is Alex. At the police station, Officer Loki interrogates Alex about the 2 girls, but Alex doesn't know anything about them. Then at night, Loki comes to Alex's house where he meets his Aunt Holly, and investigates the house. On the other hand, the RV is searched, but the police team does not find any evidence there either. The next day, Loki comes to Keller's house and consoles him, that he will find your daughter soon. He says that we have not found any evidence against Alex, hearing which, Keller is surprised as to how this is possible. Loki says don't worry, because the police are doing their job, and we will find your daughter soon. As Loki is leaving, Keller asks him if Alex will be kept in custody until the girls are found. Then Loki tells him that we do not have any evidence against him, so Alex will be released soon. After this, Loki interrogates the local people about those girls, but they do not have any information. At night, Loki comes to Father Patrick Dunn's house to inquire, but inside he sees Patrick unconscious. He was searching the house when he found a hidden basement, so he went inside to investigate. He found some statues here and then a dead body tied to a chair. Loki brings Father Patrick to his senses, and asks him about the body found in the basement. On the other hand, Keller was searching for the girls in the forest with the rescue team, but then he gets a call from his wife Grace, who says that Alex is being released. Hearing this, Keller quickly comes to the police station. Here Alex is surrounded by reporters, but Keller attacks him for information. Alex whispers that the girls did not cry until they were with me, but the police take Alex away. Officer Richard tells Keller to go home, but Keller wants Alex arrested again, because Keller tells Loki that Alex told him that girls never cried until they were with me. At night, Loki comes again to interrogate Alex. He says that if you do not tell the truth, your Aunt Holly could go to jail, but Alex does not tell anything. Loki calls Keller and tells him that he is suspicious of Alex. Keller consoles his wife and says that Anna will be home soon. He tells Ralph to take care of his mother, because I'm going to help the police. He then goes to Holly's house and waits for night to fall. He takes his weapon and comes to Alex. Here Alex was humming the same rhyme that Keller's daughter always sang. He scares her and asks, where did you hear this poem? In the morning, Keller comes to the old house with his neighbor Franklin. Here we see that Keller has kept Alex captive. Franklin is surprised to see this and says that we should take Alex to the police, but Keller says, we have to force him to talk, or we'll never get our daughters back. He gives her one last chance to tell the truth, after which, we hear a loud voice as Keller screams at her, asking her where her daughter is. Meanwhile, Officer Loki looks at the reports of the old children going missing, after which, he meets Mrs. Milland, whose son was kidnapped 26 years ago. On the other hand, Keller is still interrogating Alex, who is badly injured. Alex refuses to tell anything, but Keller is sure that he knows something. Keller threatens him a lot, but still he does not tell anything. Franklin is sad over the loss of his daughter, so he along with his family attends a prayer meeting organized here. Loki also came here. He sees a boy named Bread keeping a teddy bear. As soon as Bread leaves, Loki chases him. When Bread realized that he was being followed, he started running away from here. Loki also runs after him and comes to his house, but Bread dodges him and runs away from here. The next day, Franklin sees Bread on the news, who is their next suspect. He then comes back to interrogate Alex again, as Keller is convinced that Alex and Bread know each other. On the other hand, Loki tells his senior officer Richard that Alex has been missing for several days. He questions why he was not under surveillance. He wants to know where he is. Loki watches those videos for some new information, in which he is interrogating Alex, but then he gets a call, and comes to a shopping center to meet with a witness about Bread. Meanwhile, Franklin and Keller return home. Franklin's wife Nancy asks him where he and Keller have been going at night. Then Franklin tells her about Alex. She quickly comes to Keller and demands to meet Alex. They bring him to Alex. Here we see that Keller has beaten him badly. Nancy asks Alex about her daughter, and unties his bound hands. As soon as the hands are opened, Alex tries to run away but he is caught. Keller then shows Nancy and Franklin something that will allow him to torture Alex even more, but Franklin refuses to do so, because he does not know whether Alex is the culprit or not. Hearing this, Keller left from here, after which, Nancy and Franklin also left from here. The next day, Loki follows Keller because he is suspicious of him. Keller notices Loki while he is walking towards his abandoned house. So he comes to him. Loki asks, "Where were you going to?" Which, Keller lies, that he came here to get things from the store. Loki says, "I know you don't want to help the police." He also tells about Alex, who has been missing for several days. Keller says that Alex left town because he was guilty. Keller gets angry because the police haven't found his daughter yet. He tells Loki not to chase me unnecessarily, but find my daughter. Saying this, he leaves from here and goes home and sleeps. He hallucinates and sees Anna in front of him. He asks, "Who did this to you?" but wakes up before he can get an answer. Then goes back to Alex and tortures him to get new information. At this time, Loki has also arrived here, and he starts coming inside the house. Seeing Loki, Keller tries to hide. Loki investigates the house and finds Keller sleeping on the ground. He thinks he might be drunk, so he starts searching the house alone. But Keller wakes up and shows Loki around the house. But then Loki gets an urgent call about Bread, so he leaves. After this, he came to Bread's house and asked him why he ran away from him. Bread tried to run away here again, but he was caught. Loki calls for backup and starts searching the house. He finds many black boxes in a room. He opens one box, inside which, he sees some dangerous snakes in blood-stained clothes. All the boxes contain the same things, but one box was different, inside which Loki found a book full of a maze, and he took it away. Later, Loki told Keller that they had not found any bodies, but Keller identified some clothes that were found inside the box. Keller started crying when he saw his daughter's socks. He accused Loki of passing the time and not saving his daughter. Keller had understood that his daughter is no longer alive, so he comes home and tells Ralph that whatever happens, don't let your mother watch the news, because I think maybe Anna is no more. Ralph is very sad to hear this. Meanwhile, Loki looks at the book that was found at Bread's house. He tries to understand it, but he doesn't understand anything. So he goes to the interrogation room to interrogate Bread. When Bread doesn't respond, Loki beats him. When two officers come to stop Loki, Bread takes the opportunity, takes their gun and shoots himself without saying anything. At home, Keller tells Alex, "I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I know you know something." Hearing this, Alex says that both the girls are in the maze, and I will find them there. Keller wants to know where the maze is, but Alex does not do anything. Keller then meets Alex's aunt and apologizes. Actually, he came here to get information about the maze, but Holly brushes him off. On the other hand, Loki is still looking at the maze built by Bread, but then his eyes fall on a picture of a maze drawn by Bread. Loki gets a call, after which he leaves from here. Loki comes to Bread's house, and is told that all the evidence present here is fake, and the blood on the clothes is not of a human but of an animal. And whatever clothes we found inside the box are also brand new. But Loki says that if that is so, then how did Bread get Anna and Joey's clothes? When Loki arrives at the Keller house, he discovers that Bread had stolen Anna and Joey's clothes. Meanwhile, Keller and Grace learn that Joey has been found, but Anna is still missing, so they rush to the hospital. Here Franklin and Nancy were taking care of Joey, who was unconscious. When Joey regains consciousness, Keller tries to talk to him and asks where Anna is. Joey says, "We both were at the same place where you came, but before we could call you, we were locked in the room." Hearing this, Keller quickly leaves to go somewhere, while Loki comes to Keller's old abandoned house to investigate, where he hears Alex screaming. On the other hand, Keller comes to Holly's house. She lets him in. Keller says, "I know my daughter is here." Hearing this, Holly is unable to understand anything at first, but then she points the gun at Keller. She gives him handcuffs to wear and says that if you want to see your daughter, then you will have to drink this drink. Keller is receiving a call, but Holly tells him to throw the phone in the dustbin, where she confesses that she, along with her husband, has kidnapped several children. But a few years ago, her husband mysteriously disappeared. Actually, the body found at Father Patrick Dunn's house was that of Holly's husband. She says that even though Alex is older than his age, his mind is still like that of a 10-year-old child. So she never harms Anna and Joey. She brings Keller to a pit and tells him to go inside it. But when he doesn't listen to her, she shoots him in the legs and pushes him inside, saying that you will find your daughter inside. After which, she closes the pit. While Loki has found Alex, and is told to inform Holly, Keller struggles around in the pit, and tries to find his daughter Anna. Loki comes to Holly's house, and knocks on the door. We see Holly, who goes to Anna. Loki goes inside and he hears a commotion, and comes into a room. Here Holly is about to kill Anna by giving her an injection, when Loki asks her to stop. But she does not stop and injects him. She fires at Loki. In return, Loki also fires a bullet which hits her directly in the head, and she is killed. Holly's bullet misses Loki, injuring him, so he quickly picks up Anna and takes her to the hospital. Now Keller was locked in the pit, from which he is now missing. Loki was also recovering from his wounds. In the hospital, Grace comes to meet him with Anna and Joey. She says that she is not able to contact Keller, so can Loki find out where he is, because he misses her so much. Loki comes to Holly's house to investigate. This is where we see Keller, who finds Anna's whistle in the pit, and he blows it loudly. Loki hears a whistle and looks towards it. After this, the screen goes black, and the movie ends here.